22 this weekend. I went to Vegas to celebrate. I got carded at all the clubs, made me real happy because I'm 36. They're like, oh, you look young, Asian. Show us your ID. I was like, oh, yeah, sure. Okay, so.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Everyone here seen the new video that they just made about it?
It's cool.
Yeah. Anyone here hasn't? You want to see your hand? Really? Wow. Okay. Let me try to book you all up real quick. Okay, because this came out yesterday. And I think, let's see it right now. The wonders of technology, huh?
I can't help you here.
Oh, it's fine, Vaughn. Tweeter. Okay, let me see if this one will work. And I just gotta switch over to the source. 3. Oh, if this doesn't work, then we don't have no presentation.
Corey.
All right, there we go.
There you go, Corey.
You had the magic touch,
Yeah,
man.
look.
Powerful.
Scary.
Okay, let's see if it works with sound.
I like that part about the chickens.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
People, when they go to the App Store now or the Play Store, depending on what you all use, they're going to see that video, and then if I watch that video, I'm definitely going to download that app.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it's funny that Vaughn asked me about doing the comp plan today because, you know, in Asia, with my guys out there, whenever we have meetings, we're like, okay, so who wants to do product? Real quiet. Waiting. Then moment someone says, okay, who wants to do comp plan? Oh, me. And I think it's because, you know, Asians like numbers, right? Okay, so I was really happy they said comp plan, not product. So I'm glad that Angela took product. But what I want to show you guys is basically the comp plan. And please forgive me if there's some errors here and there, but I just put this together really quick for you all. Okay. Now, I want you to know there's 2 ways to do the business. The one way is known as a free affiliate. Okay, not many of you all talk about it, so I want to talk about it because I think it's an important part. Free affiliate means you don't have to pay a single cent to be part of this business and you can make money. Of course, you won't make as much money because you will only make on your first generation, which means, for example, if I introduce Vaughn to the app and he started posting stuff and people bought from that post, then I would make on that. But if those people started to introduce other people and other people, then I wouldn't make it. But I think that's very fair because what? I didn't pay a single cent to join, correct? Also, if let's say Vaughn decides to pay to join, I have to make 25% on it. And that's also very fair because why? I didn't pay a single cent myself. Alright, but that's not why we're here. Okay, now when you pay $50 though, you know, there's going to be other packages as well whereby you can sign people up for bigger ones. Right now the current product that we have is iGrow University, which is good. I like it. It's like a textbook that shows you how to make a smoothie. But I like what's coming out better, speed. Because speed is like a blender. You don't have to really, put in the fruit. You just put in the fruit and then you just press the button. And I think that's better. And I think speed is going to change the industry. and I think you're all going to have a lot of fun with it, because out in Asia, when we had iGrowU, yeah, sure, some people who actually spent the time to learn, they benefited from it. But I think speed is going to help a lot more people, because why? Let's be honest, most of us don't like to read. I can't finish a book properly. I got a book for my birthday, and I'm still on the index. Okay, but if you give me a new game or a new toy, oh, I'll be on that every day. Okay, so iGrowU is what we have right now, but we'll be coming on the bigger stuff soon. So as an associate right now, when you pay $50, you have access to 7 ways of making money, and that's really exciting. And I'm going to go through it as quick as I can, because why? I don't want to bore you. But at the same time, I'll try and pace myself so I don't confuse you with my accent. Okay, it's kind of hard because why? I'm kind of a bit of a chameleon, you know, and I living in a house with a Texan and the guy from England. 1 minute I sound like I'm from London. In the moment, another one, I'm trying to put on some cowboy boots. Okay, so for people who join as a paid associate, you guys can make up to 9 generations of e-commerce sites. Okay, which means, let's say, for example, I introduced Vaughn, Vaughn introduced her, she introduced someone else, all the way down. You're going to be able to make a percentage. Now, what are you going to be able to make? Well, it says over here that you can make 10% on your first generation. That's people you introduce directly. And of course, as they work down the line and pass it down to other people, you can make up to 5%. Now, please understand that these percentages that you see here are not percentages on the retail price. So if someone bought something for $100, that's not 5% or 10% of $100. That's 5% or 10% on the profit. So let's say, for example, someone booked a hotel room and they paid $100 for that. That doesn't mean you get $10. It does, though, mean that you probably get a percentage on the profit. So let's say the profit was $10, then your 5% and 10% will be based on that. Clear? Okay, moving on. This is a very powerful thing, and I want to show it to you guys, because let's be honest, everyone here who's using WhatsApp, Viber, Facebook, Twitter, none of us found out about it from the owners of the company. We all found out about it from a friend or a relative, right? And we probably found out in the harshest way possible. We probably heard from them and they said to us, "What? You're not on Facebook? You're so outdated. You need to get on Facebook." And that's how we found out about Facebook. Now, I'm not asking you to go and promote it that way, but I can tell you this. It's a very powerful way for you to spread stuff, because from the people that you speak to, and let's say you spoke to 10 people, what if those 10 people told 10 people about another free app, about a cool deal, about that Ninja Blender that you also understand? As that moves down the line, you're going to have really, I'll say, insane numbers. Okay? And maybe if you've done network marketing before, and you sold some vitamins and sold some pills, you'd say, "This is not possible. You'd never get these kind of numbers." And that's true, you know. I would admit that you'd never get these kind of numbers, because in the past, the biggest group that I've ever had 15,000 people. That was it. But in social media, these numbers are very possible. And the thing is, you know, when people, you know, in my meetings in Asia, because they're not really familiar with the word e-commerce, I say, "Anyone here does e-commerce?" They're like, "No. My wife does e-commerce. She shops online." I said, "Well, what about your hotels? You know, does anyone here still call the hotel to make a booking? You all still go to the airport to queue up and buy a ticket?" No one does that anymore. Everyone buys it online. And that is e-commerce right there. Okay? And I believe with all of these people here, and mind you, all these people that I'm showing right here are not people who are paying $50. They're just people who are using the app. Because remember, the app is free. And whatever they purchase all along these generations, you can make a cut out of that. So it doesn't matter if it's 50 cents, it doesn't matter if it's $1. All these people, and I believe this is the future, is all going to add up. And I can tell you for a fact that it is going to work, because when I found out about this company, there was nothing. Lawrence was just telling me about concepts that he had, and like, "Oh, then you can go with this, and there's another news feed, and you can go there, you can buy." And you know, I believed in his vision, and a few months later, it happened. And I can tell you guys, by the end of this year, things are going to be even much more, you know, much bigger than they are right now. Okay, so if you're hearing this for the first time, we have the opportunity. If you're hearing this for the 100th time, get up and run with it, because now's the time. Okay? Now moving on. Alright, startup bonus. Now, this is what we call the introduction bonus, which means when you introduce someone and they pay $50, this is what you're going to get. Now, it pays on 3 generations, so which means, for example, I signed up Vaughn. Okay, So I signed up Vaughn, and I'm going to make $12.50. And let's say, for example, Vaughn signed up Angela, I would still make $1.50. And if Angela signed up, let's say, Roxanne, I would still make $1.50 as well. So it pays up to 3 generations.